Hi folks, Chuck McCown here. Here's our latest addition to the fleet. A lot of noise out here. Hopefully you can hear me okay. So what do we have here? We have the RTX 1250i2. So when you add an I to a product, it generally means something. So let's go back here and take a look at this. This thing's a beast. So this is the first 26-inch saw that we put on the big Boss Vermeer. I love these things. These are one of my favorite big track laying tractors that I know of. They had one with metal tracks too at one point. I don't know if that's still offered. All right, so what does the I2 stand for? Well, if I had to guess, it has something to do with electronics. And sure enough, let's walk around here and look at the other side of this thing. Sure enough, Vermeer has added a feature out this port right here. And this port's controlling some valves that control the things on the attachment, but this also has a couple of extra circuits. And one of them's right here, and this is an identity module. So this tells the tractor what the attachment is. So that bothered me right at first because they could have done this in a number of ways. How do you tell the tractor what attachment it has? Well, I mean, they could have got really crazy and done an RFID. It's all encrypted, like your key fob. They could have done it in a number of ways: a CAN bus circuit, a CAN bus data packet, all the way down to just like short these two wires together if it's a trencher and short these two wires together if it's a saw. Well, it's kind of intermediate. They identify it with a resistor, and so a 1,000 ohm resistor in this little pluggable module right here. We built our own pluggable module. So 1K resistor, it turns out, means it's got the big ass trencher. Here, take a look at that thing. That is a monster trencher. How wide does that thing cut?
Got a maximum of 17 inches.
17 inches is the maximum. And I wonder how deep it goes. Do you know?
I don't.
Okay.
7 feet.
7 feet. So we took that off and we kind of reverse engineered. Wasn't very difficult. Took a resistor substitution box and reading codes. And we found out that if you set this to 2,000 ohms, it thinks it has a vibratory cable plow connected. And if you have a 3,000 ohm resistor in here, it thinks it's a rock saw. So that's what we set it to. Now that trencher had another sensor on it for detecting RPM, which we could have put on this. We figured that out too and figured out how to do it and where to put it. But as it turns out, apparently they don't use that on the rock saw. So that saved us a little bit of pain and suffering. All of this right here, all of this was unique to the marriage between this and that. Up to this point right here and back, that's our standard 26-inch Microtrench saw. So we're going to take this back in the dirt. We're going to microtrench some dirt here in a minute. It's just a shakedown cruise to see if we got any loose nuts and bolts, any hoses leaking, and so forth. In any event, we're kind of excited for it. One thing that it doesn't have, we've got a plate that bolts on right here that locks this into the straight back position for transport so the saw isn't flopping around. Our saws have a really good pivot on them. Some people think it's too good of a pivot, but it really allows them to track a curve very faithfully. So let's go back here and drive it in the dirt and then take it out front for some glamour shots. One thing that we noticed was that, one thing when we first started looking at doing this job was we looked at the specs of the RTX 1250 and we noticed that thing on its attachment hydraulic cylinder circuit will do 60 some odd gallons per minute, whereas RTX 550 and any other comparable size saw does about 30. I'm like, holy cow, twice the flow means twice the RPM on the blade. But that didn't turn out to be the case. So what I'm suspecting is they're using that resistor to say, oh, don't let them have all that flow. I don't know if he ever did try it with the other resistor. I'm gonna go ask him. Hey Ben, did you guys ever try the trencher resistor and the RPM?
No, I don't think we did.
Let's do that as an experiment to see if it goes faster with the trencher resistor.
Okay.
Okay. That's my guess. I'm thinking, because most Microtrench saws and blades spin at in the neighborhood of 150 RPM, plus or minus 25, 50 RPM. I still think they work better when they go fast. If you go too fast, though, you run the risk of heat. You get those teeth over just a few hundred degrees, but the brazing, the silver solder brazing, does not have to melt to get softer and weaker. So that's a good reason for not just sitting there with the blade hammering concrete all day long. Pro tip: don't put your blade on backwards either. We've had 2 or 3 customers say, "Hey, your blade failed," and I took a really close look at it, and I found all of the metal was swaged over in the wrong direction. I says, "You guys had this going the wrong direction. You can't possibly smash that metal over if it was turning the right direction." Oh, I can't believe my crew would do that. And I'm like, the only time I've ever seen a fairly immediate loss of all diamonds is the wrong direction of RPM. My thanks for being the guinea pig on this. Brand new machine, beautiful brand new machine. And there we go. Brand new blade, brand new saw. We'll give it a bath before it ships. We just want to make sure none of the bolts are coming off. What's up?
Picking up rods. Almost at the instrument panel.
Oh, okay.
I want to not.
You want to plug? You want to plug your cam lock?
I either want to plug it or just put something up in the field.
Okay. Yeah, you don't want to ding up their brand spanking new machine with a bunch of crud. Whoa. Okay, guess it's time to stop that. Don't really want to look down the barrel of this loaded gun quite yet. Yeah, it's a bit plugged up in there. I don't know if you see that piece on the top. There's an equal piece on the bottom that's hard ox wear plate. It's replaceable. Yeah, it shoots towards the front when you're first starting to cut, and then as you're lowering the blade, it shoots more straight up, and then as you got it all the way down, it shoots more of an angle, as I recall. So anyway, we figured all that out before we built these vacuum transitions. So I think this thing's ready to clean up and ship. So there you have it, another fun new product for Memorial Day weekend.